Okay.
Thank you so much, Tom. Okay, so our next talk will be a version of the one that inspired today's entire program. Coming to us from the San Francisco Bay Area, the aforementioned Tom Paper, class of 1984, discusses his class maps past, present, and future. Technical difficulties.
Tom broke it.
Here we go. We put both Toms next to each other so that it would be easier for everybody.
Hi, I'm Tom Paper, and I am delighted to be here. I'm teaching the MAPS class for the 4th year, and I'd like to talk to you about how this class came into existence, what we do in the class, and why I hope to teach it for another 4 years. So the seeds of this class were born when I was 12 years old, and I was on a summer camp canoe trip in northern Minnesota with a counselor who couldn't read a map and got us horribly lost. So we spent a miserable evening in the rain under our canoes, and I resolved that in the future I would never get lost again, and I would always be the one who read the map. So this class, the Minnesota Twins there. So this class, seeds of it were sown with my consulting business 10 years ago. We were doing geospatial analytics for companies that want to locate things. So here you're looking at a map of New York City, 3 different ones. It's a guide for businesses, and we started doing this kind of work. Fast forward a couple more years, and I get involved in antique maps. That's a map dealer in the middle. He spoke to our class a couple days ago, and my wife Eleanor. And the thing about antique maps is that they are these supercharged, wonderful nuggets of information. And they're this incredible gateway for learning about history and art and science. That's California as an island, kind of cool. And so I started, yeah, could be. So I started thinking to myself, hey, maybe these old maps can teach us something about new maps. And so that was the genesis of the course. So what do we do in this class? Well, we look at a lot of maps. We look at maps from different time periods. This is a map from the Middle Ages. That's Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden on a map. That's the Red Sea there. We look at maps from the Renaissance. This is a map of the world, the known world, in 1482. We look at maps from, this is a map from the Enlightenment. It's like an encyclopedia. Hold on, I'm going to go back, sorry. It's just packed with information. We even look at modern day maps. This is a map, of the London Tube. It's a seminal map in the mapping world because it abandoned the need to be geographically accurate in favor of just what matters. So then we also look at maps from other cultures. This is an indigenous map from 1720. South Carolina, the Indian tribes were telling the South Carolina governor about their various peoples. We look at Asian maps. This is an Asian map of the world from 1150. It's the world in more time. It can show you exactly what's what, but it is the world, the known world at the time. We look at Asian maps as well. So I do give students a rubric for, I understand that's something you should do when you're teaching, about how to look at a map. It's a mouthful. It's for QLS-EDI. That means who made it, who paid for it, who was the audience, and what question were they trying to answer. What was the logic employed in the map? That's the projection. You may have heard of Mercator projection. How did they get the data? How was estimation used, or in the case of our California map, that was speculation, that it was an island. And then, how was the design of the map? The London Tube map is a great example of great design. And then also iteration or versioning. These things apply to old maps, but they apply to new maps in the work that we do. So we look at a lot of new maps. These are student maps of satellites. We've got another map here of redistricting. And then we also try to have some fun. This is a map of ski resort. So we go to special collections twice. This is Julia Rossi. We have some amazing, she's amazing. We have some amazing books from the Renaissance. And Ann Peel does a tour for us of maps of Williamstown. We take an optional field trip to New York City. We got 10 students last Friday. This is just last Friday. And there we are in New York. We go to the New York Public Library, where we look at old large British map from the Revolutionary period of New York City. And then we also go to a commercial real estate broker, and these guys are amazing. They've got a map of, that's Manhattan, and 27,000 parcels. Every single parcel in Manhattan is on the map. We have a number of speakers in our class. David Rumsey is a prolific map collector. Susan Sheldon is an American historian. She just spoke to us today. Ben Grant talks about satellite mapping. And then our own Blake Martin, class of '84, talks about climate change mapping. Students have 2 projects. So one of them is to find an old map, and then the other one is to find a new map. And in what's probably the hardest part of the class for our students, this is one other requirement, they have to have coffee with me. So
What was the
learning
AI? What did you say to AI to get yourself to look like that, Tom?
So learning objectives, become more critical consumers of maps, develop your ability to make a short presentation, unleash your curiosity. It's super important to me. And this is the quote that we begin the class with: judge a man by his questions rather than his answers. And then the last thing is to learn how to politely interrupt, because when students are bored and they get bored, I encourage them to lean into that boredom and try to find the love in what we're doing and ask a question. And in that spirit, why do I teach this class? It's because I love maps, but more than that, I love learning, and I want to leave you with one quote, the last quote that I share with my students, and that's by none other than Kobe Bryant. When you love something, you always keep coming back to it, you always keep asking questions and finding answers. Thank you very much.